Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are back with another episode of Daily Palantir. It is one of those episodes like we've had over the past couple of days where one story becomes the central focus of the entire show. And today is not an exception to the previous episodes because we got a story this morning as I was driving home from Dunkin' Donuts in the morning before the morning open stream where Palantir was up 3%. And I was a bit confused. I didn't understand why Palantir was up 3%. I had a feeling something happened to get Palantir to be up 3%. And it was because we got a really important deal in the cloud infrastructure space with none other than the company that tried to buy us in 2017, Oracle. We got a lot to dive into. Let's get into it. Okay, before I get into the deal, first off, let's talk about some of the price action we're seeing right now in the context of Palantir. So as you can see right here, 23.15, we were at $24, so we were up about 6% as soon as the market opened. 23.16 sold off a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if it sells off a little bit more. People are taking their profits. Some macro data we got yesterday was also very good, so the entire market reacted to that. But Palantir was still kind of stuck in that 22.70 range. This deal comes out and immediately the stock jumps in the pre-market to around 23.70, 23.80, and then it hit 24 when the market opened. Sold off a little bit right now. Now, why did this reaction happen from the market in the context of Palantir? Well, first, let's read a little bit of the deal, and then I'm going to do some analysis, at least from my perspective, on why I think the deal was so important. So, Oracle and Palantir joined forces to deliver mission-critical AI solutions to governments and businesses. As a part of the agreement, Palantir will move Foundry workloads to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Palantir will also make its Gotham and AI platforms deployable across Oracle's distributed cloud, and there's a bunch of different clouds that Oracle has. Oracle's vast cloud footprint and sovereign AI capabilities, that word sovereign is going to be very important in a second, will allow more organizations to use Palantir's leading platforms for data integration and decision-making. Oracle and Palantir are proving there is no trade-off. Organizations can have the best cloud infrastructure, cloud applications, and AI while meeting the highest sovereignty and security standards. A couple quotes. VP of Oracle says, Oracle is the only hyperscaler capable of delivering its entire AI and cloud suite to any business or government anywhere in the world. By combining the performance, scalability, and flexibility of Oracle's cloud infrastructure with Palantir's leading data AI platforms, we will help our customers win in any industry or environment. This deal is a public and private sector deal. So working with commercial entities in the private sector and also public entities in the government business. Executive Vice President of Palantir says, Palantir and Oracle are both dedicated to defending Western interests and institutions around the world. Oracle Cloud Infrastructure's unique ability to help customers meet their regulatory performance and security needs will increase our impact and help our global clients gain the full benefits of cloud and AI. This was a big, big deal when it came out this morning, and the street reacted to it. Now, before I get into my analysis on the deal and why the deal is so important, at least from my perspective, or why I think the street is thinking that this is a very important deal, I want to show you guys an article back from 2017. Oracle tried, or basically 2016, 2017 time, Oracle tried to buy Palantir around that time. Let's pull up the article right here. For about $30 billion. Now, Palantir was valued at this time at around $20 billion. So Palantir obviously didn't sell to Oracle, and we kind of know why they didn't end up selling to Oracle. Karp really believes that Palantir can become a very, very big company. So even though they were pitched about $30 billion, which is a decent premium over the $20 billion valuation they had, it would have been a big payday for all the employees that were working since 2003. Palantir right now is valued at almost $60 billion, right? So it's a lot more valuable than it was being offered back in 2015. And given the trajectory of the company, what they're doing, the pure execution in the context of the commercial space with boot camps and then government deals, they just got the Titan contract the other day. They got another $10 million contract 2 days ago. Like, there is so much happening that I don't think anyone could ever imagine Palantir being sold away for, forget 30 billion, for even, 70, 80, 90 billion. This is a company that a lot of people believe, and I think the street believes this as well, which is why they're buying shares at $55 billion right now. They think there's a lot of room to run in the context of Palantir. So Palantir didn't end up selling to Oracle, but Oracle's had their eyes on Palantir for a long time. They obviously wanted to buy them a while ago, which is why they saw a lot of value in Palantir. So given they wanted to buy them almost 10 years ago, why is this deal significant today? So this is what I wrote on Twitter. These are my thoughts and analysis, and I want to go through this and talk more deeper about it here. I think the market likes this because it solidifies a distribution from another channel for Palantir. Currently, Palantir works with all the major hyperscalers, AWS, Azure, and GCP. Most of us think their 10-year, $1.9 billion compute deal is likely with AWS because of the IL6 security clearance. So maybe that's with AWS, maybe it's not, but they work with all three of them. Oracle has 430,000 customers. And those 430,000 customers will have the potential to access Foundry workloads on Oracle's distributed cloud across government sectors and private sectors. Now, obviously, Palantir doesn't need to get all of those customers, but working with Oracle and having the distribution to them only makes it easier for the street to realize that customer count is eventually going to explode, which will increase top-line revenue. We partnered with AWS Manufacturing Marketplace back in June. We partnered with Azure early in 2023. Back in January, we partnered with GCP in June of 2022. We have partnered with all the big hyperscalers. Oracle is another big one that we never really had an official partnership with. Today, that has changed, and I think the market is excited because Palantir gets to access all those different customers from a distribution perspective. Even if they get a small percentage of them over the next couple of years, that is going to be more customers, that is going to be more top-line revenue, and that's going to be good for Palantir and their overall business. Second, another big line from the PR today. Palantir and Oracle are both dedicated to defending Western interests and institutions around the world. I thought this sentence was very, very important. Why? Because we keep talking about geopolitically, the world is a mess. Western values are good. Freedom is good. Most companies want to operate in countries that defend those values. If you don't defend those values, it's very hard for companies to do business. So if a decent number of companies want to work in those countries and a decent number of countries want to keep those values, in order to do that, you have to work with tech partners that distribute data, AI, and cloud services that also deeply care about making sure their technology is being used as a tool for Western interests. And that's very important, and it makes business sense. Now, Palantir's focus on Western values has been seen as a negative and distracting effort since they went public. Analysts, across the entire sector were just like, look, this whole Western values thing, we don't really care about that stuff. It's too distracting. Given what has happened in the past 4 years with Russia, Ukraine, and Israel and Hamas, I would argue that this has become a moat. Their focus on Western values has become a moat for the company. Now, why is it a moat? A moat is something that's supposed to be defensible and something that other companies can't copy that easily. That's kind of like the TLDR definition of what a business moat is. I think it's a moat because comparable really big tech companies like Google are not going to come out tomorrow and say they want to defend Western values. Why? Because the employees who did not get their Starbucks on time from the office cafe would start a petition to make Google retrace their statements. And I'm not just saying this to be facetious. I'm trying to be a little facetious here. But Google almost got the Project Maven contract back in 2022 that was going to be worth about $219 million, which was going to use AI-based drone targeting systems. Google was ready to get that contract, and Google backed out because their employees had an internal petition, essentially, and Google realized there was too much backlash from the employees. This $200 million, they make that in a couple seconds with advertising, so why would they focus too much on this? They wanted to keep the employees at bay, and Palantir swooped in, and they took up that contract. And so this is what I mean by it's a moat. At the end of the day, a lot of these big tech companies, they don't care enough to defend Western values publicly. Palantir does. That's a core pillar of their investment thesis, of their mission. And so I think that's a moat for Palantir. And this Oracle partnership, in terms of Oracle's cloud being used in a way that is going to help defend Western interests and values with Palantir's AI software and their platform built on that cloud, I think that's a big deal. And I think companies and governments will respect that over the coming decade, and that will lead to more top-line revenue and growth for investors. Finally, security is becoming very important to the cloud due to increased cyber attacks. Another big line from the PR. Oracle and Palantir are proving that there is no trade-off. Organizations can have the best cloud infrastructure, cloud applications, and AI while meeting the highest sovereignty and security standards. So to me, it seems like this offering is going to satisfy many government agencies that need cloud and AI security, but also want a very sophisticated software that drives business intelligence, and Palantir and Oracle can get that job done. I think this is an amazing, amazing partnership, and I think the street really is respecting this partnership because if they believe governments want more distributed access to secure cloud environments with AI platforms built on top of that, companies want the exact same thing. Palantir, best-in-class AI software. Oracle, best-in-class cloud infrastructure and AI infrastructure. You put those two things together, you've got a really good deal. You've got a really good partnership. Quite frankly, I'm surprised this partnership hasn't happened in this official capacity before. I'm sure there was, different ways Oracle and Palantir work together, but this seems to be putting their foot in the ground and saying, no, Like, we are really going for it together in a meaningful way. And I think the market likes that. And the other reason I think the market likes that is because they think that customer count is kind of the core thesis for Palantir. Obviously, Oracle, 430,000 customers. They're not struggling from that perspective. Oracle now, worth about $350 billion. They had a great earnings last month. So Oracle has figured out how to scale. They've been around for a long time. They figured it out. Palantir is still trying to figure out how to scale, which is why Palantir is trading at a significant discount to a company like Oracle, and why investors think there's more reward, even if there's more risk, for betting on a company like Palantir. The market doesn't fully know if Palantir is going to figure out massive scale. Will Palantir have 10,000 clients one day, 100,000 clients one day? We don't know. But given the things we've seen over the past couple of days, and last week with AIP Now, which is kind of their new offering to be able to automate being able to download AIP instantly. And, maybe you put in your credit card and you start paying as you go, and really going for the small businesses across the world. And now being able to access the 430,000 customers that work with Oracle. They're not going to get all those customers, but the fact that they have the ability for those customers to see what Palantir looks like, what Palantir looks like, if any of those customers, which I would assume a lot of those customers, want AI-enabled solutions, but they don't want to leave Oracle's cloud because they've been there for a while. There you go. Palantir and AIP built right on top of it, and now you can get to working with Palantir even if it's done via Oracle. I think this makes a lot of sense. This is a really strong deal. Stock is the stock. Maybe it sells off a little bit later. I think the street had a reasonable reaction to it, up 5%. People took their profits. It is what it is. But for long-term shareholders, what we are seeing every single day at this point, I'm back on like 3 different stories I didn't even cover over the past week because there's just so much news coming out. These are important deals, and these are deals that need to happen for Palantir to get to the next level, and we'll just see how they keep going from there. So good stuff. Thank you everybody for listening and watching. DailyPalantir.substack.com, free email newsletter. You can subscribe and you'll get the written version of everything I talked about today later in your email. Thank you all for watching, but it was a really, really strong deal, and now we just got to see if Palantir can keep making deals like this going into the future. Thank you everybody. Please make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.